So we're here at the Ports North swim course for the Cairns Airport Ironman Cairns. The swim course will be 2 laps of a 1.9k circuit. Entry into the water will be via a gangplank, onto a pontoon, and then a deep water start. You've come out, the anxiety's passed, and now really you're kind of in the race. So you pretty much just come through, get in your bike gear, whatever you're going to race on, find your bike, and then you head out along the Cairns Esplanade out on the bike course up to Port Douglas. It's not often that you get to ride that stretch of road with no vehicles on it, so you sit in the middle of the road and you can really take it in. Over 180 k's, your speed is not quite the same as it would be for a shorter race, so you're basically just in it for the long haul. You sit down and you just lap it up. The weather's fantastic, and you get some really great sea views along that northern coast. You've hammered along the coast road and you've gone over the hills. It's starting to get a bit tough now because you've come through what they call the Mowbray Straits, which is some long, straight, really hot and exposed sections of the course. But you're not too far away from the first turnaround at Port Douglas. And so as you enter port, you come through Craiglee and you take a right turn at the Sea Temple on Old Port Road, and you head into town that way down the main street. So at that point, you've pretty much been on your own. You've been exposed, you've been caught up in the wind, but now you're coming into Port Douglas, which is a real nice little end to the first leg of the ride. McCrossan Street is lined with everybody in Port Douglas, so it feels pretty great. It's like, I suppose, when you came out of the swim start, there's just a throng of people there cheering you. You feel pretty great. You've just done the hard yards, and the turnaround is sort of at the central pub on McCrossan Street. So, and you head back out of town. So I suppose at that point, you've just had quite a nice high. You've had everybody sort of cheering you on, and then you head back out of town for the Marlborough Flats again. With so many people on the course, and because it's a bit of a loop, you'll have the half Ironman guys, the 70.3 guys on there, you'll have the pros coming back. You never know really where you are, you just know you're in there with a lot of people. So it's good, you're never really alone. Ironman's all about how you can run a marathon, and particularly the last 10 Ks of the marathon. So whilst the bike may be the strong leg, just be a little bit conservative, because 42 Ks is a long way to walk if you go too hard on the bike. I think Ironman, there's only a few at the pointy end that are actually racing each other. For the rest of us, it's about finishing, and when that's going well, doing the best possible time that you can. So it's just important to get into that zone and just to clear your mind of all the other peripheral sort of distractions that can occur. You need to capitalise on nutrition on the bike, and you need to be conservative on the bike if you want to have every chance of running the marathon. So basically, this is T2, and you come in, you rack your bike. Everything should have been thought of beforehand. You need to get what you need in your transition bag. This, in reality, is where the race starts. You're on fire, you get your running gear on, and you tear off out of the transition, and you head off out the gate at the end of the park there. Looking at the whole race as a whole is intimidating. Looking at 42 Ks in its entirety is also intimidating. So pretty much you just want to look at, I'm getting from T2 to Yorkeys Knob, and break the run leg down into sections, you know. From Yorkeys Knob, I've got to get into town, that's X amount of kilometers, and just don't think too far ahead of that, because that's the kind of thing that can sort of break your spirit. Just keep it small, bite-sized chunks, and you should be all right. Most definitely everybody's running when they come into this part of town, whether it's on the first, second or third loop. Even if you're walking out, just the crowd lifts you that much that you feel like a superstar coming through here, and everybody just lifts you and you go through. Typically the front guys will be here at about 3:30, so 8¼ hours, and the guys finish up to midnight, so 17 hours cut off. So there's a long time of people out here running, and this is the true meaning of Ironman. It's where you're really suffering and doing it tough in the face of adversity. A lot of guys are doing the Ironman for different reasons, and it's just the culmination of that 6 months of training. Trying is temporary, quitting is forever, and there's no, quitting is not an option, so you just finish as strong as you can. That surge of adrenaline that you do get when you cross the line, it's the strongest that you'll probably run in the whole race. Is probably the last kilometre. People carry you through, and people do some amazing things. They do star jumps, side kicks, running down the finish line, but as soon as they cross that line, they virtually can't walk. It's an amazing lift that the crowd give. There's not many places that you rival riding up with the rainforest on your left and the Coral Sea on your right and coming back down the other way, so it's a great destination.